Welcome to another episode of Music Therapy. I am John Thewin, your resident psychotherapist, and today we are listening to Tom MacDonald's new song, Proud to Be a Problem. Let's get right into it and drop the next song you want to see me react to in the comments below.
We've all been hooked on something. Coffee, cocaine, or cigarettes. And we've all been asked to sell our souls for a nicer office and a bigger check. And we've all been at the bottom, had the lights cut off, barely paying rent. And we've all been in love with someone who said they'd stay but they up and left. And we don't ask for help, we don't cry no tears. We know walking through hell, it can take some years. But we don't blame no one, cause it may be our fault. We may be all the names that we've been called. And maybe we're losers, maybe we're wrong. Maybe we're bad guys and they knew it all along. Or maybe we're perfect, but probably not.
I love this, right? This idea that we all have traumas in our life, regardless of sex, gender orientation, rich, poor, religiosity. We all have been betrayed at some point in our life. We've all been asked to sell our souls, to work at the expense of work-life balance. And it is an absolute tragedy that we prioritize superficial things instead of our mental and physical health. And it doesn't make sense that we are profitizing a company but hurting ourselves. And it touches on this a bit, but I love the visual of him singing his song while the barn is burning. That is so symbolic.
Who said they'd stay but they up and left. And we don't ask for help, we don't cry no tears. We know walking through hell, it can take some years.
Right, this idea that we should never ask for help. I think if you can ask for help, you'll be way stronger than those who don't ask for help. If you can cry and you can process, that's going to be infinitely more productive than going out, lashing out, hurting someone, hurting yourself. And these are traditional gender roles that really keep men controlled and hurt men more than any other group in the world.
But we don't blame no one, cause it may be our fault. We may be all the names that we've been called. And maybe we're losers, maybe we're wrong. Maybe we're bad guys and they knew it all along. Or maybe we're perfect, but probably not. Either way, babe, I'm just proud to be a problem they can't solve. And we've all been hooked on some.
I like that, how he says, I'm just happy to be a problem they can't solve, because in a world where they try to tell you who to be and what to be, he takes pride in being unique and unsolvable, because it is so important to be who you are despite social influence. That's, of course, one of people's on their deathbeds regrets, is saying, hey, I wish I would have lived my life more in alignment to my values instead of what my friends wanted or what my parents wanted. And he's saying, in a world that's corrupt, I'm proud to be a problem, because that means I'm standing up for something. That means I'm doing something that's right. And I encourage you, viewers and listeners, is if there's something that's bothering you about your world, stand up for it. Speak out about it. It's so important to vocalize it in a polite and respectful manner and try to get something done, because what bothers you is your calling, and no one else can get it done except for you.
We're perfect, but probably not. Either way, babe, I'm just proud to be a problem they can't solve. And we've all been hooked on something. Pills or beer, mobile phones. And we've all done things that we regret to avoid laying alone. And Lord, we've had some bad days, depressed and anxious or drunk and stoned.
Wow, this is so mental health loaded. I was not expecting it to be this intense. But mobile phone addiction, technology addiction is a real thing. I've worked with people who struggle with gaming addiction, and they play for 20 hours a day, and they rarely get sunlight, sleep, eat, and it's really problematic. And we need to constantly evaluate our relationship with technology. Is it helping us? Is it hindering us? And reevaluate every few months. It's so important. And I love this idea that we've all made regrets when we're alone. When we're lonely, we're vulnerable, we are insecure, we seek out external validation, and we've all done things we regret in that state. And loneliness is one of the hardest things to deal with because it doesn't go away. And so often we try to appease it with hookups, with sugar, with drugs and alcohol, but it still remains until addressed with actually dealing with loneliness is getting someone who you can emotionally connect to, that feels like your soulmate, that challenges you to be better. Because if you can't connect with someone, then maybe you shouldn't be with them, right? It's not worth your time or to be with someone that is not going to help you, and you're not going to help them.
They can't solve, and we've all been hooked on something. Pills or beer, mobile phones, and we've all done things that we regret to avoid laying alone. And Lord, we've had some bad days, depressed and anxious or drunk and stoned, and we've all had nights when we go to sleep and don't want to live no more. But we don't ask for help.
Right, and this idea that not asking for help, not crying, actually contributes to the depression, the anxiety, the suicidality is absolutely, I think, the point of this song is that these traditional gender roles are killing us slowly. There's a reason why men have a higher suicide rate than females do, and they successfully complete suicide more. And that's because men are conditioned to not ask for help, to not emotionally process and cry and show emotions, which is absolutely like telling a wild boar to go out and hunt without one leg, right? It's a crippling debilitation.
Go to sleep and don't want to live no more. But we don't ask for help, we don't cry no tears. We know walking through hell, it can take some years. But we don't blame no one, cause it may be our fault. We may be all the names that we've been called. And maybe we're losers, maybe we're wrong, maybe we're bad guys and they knew it all along. Or maybe we're perfect, but probably not. Either way, babe, I'm just proud to be a problem they can't solve. And we ain't afraid of hard times pass. And there will be dark nights, but they don't ever last. We ain't wait.
What I love about this line here is that when it gets the darkest and coldest in the night, that means the sun is about to rise. And no matter what you're going through in your life, how hopeless, however bleak it feels, there is light that is coming to you soon. And that lowness and that valley will give you perspective when you get better. And absolutely, hard times do pass. I've seen the insurmountable endurance of the human spirit, and it is something to be reckoned with.
There will be dark nights, but they don't ever last. We ain't waiting for sunlight, we're pouring out gas.
Ooh.
We're proud to be the problems light a match. And maybe we're losers.
Wow, what an image. Like, they're self-destructing themselves, pouring out the gasoline, lighting the match, saying, I'm okay with self-destructing. And we've all been there. It's such a relatable human experience that when we don't feel like we emotionally deserve something, we try to sabotage ourselves and we try to self-destruct, whether it's a relationship, a career, a passion, or a hobby we do. We all want better, but sometimes when we don't reach our goals, we self-sabotage, and that can really breed a lot of problems like, self-harm, self-destruction, all of these self-deprecating behaviors.
We're proud to be the problems light a match. And maybe we're losers, maybe we're wrong, maybe we're bad guys and they knew it all along. Or maybe we're perfect, but probably not.
Right, the idea that he's not a loser and he's not perfect. He's somewhere in the middle, and that's true for all of us. We can't assume that anyone is perfect in our life because we're going to be let down. Expectations can lead to suffering, especially when the expectations are up here and that, actual person is down here. We need to set realistic expectations and realize that, yeah, we're flawed, but we're not flawed beyond repair. We all have things we need to work on and can be better at. That's something I think core to the human experience is that we all can be 1% better than who we were a day ago, a week ago.
Either way, babe, I'm just proud to be a problem they can't solve. And maybe we're losers, maybe we're wrong, Maybe we're bad guys and they knew it all along. Or maybe we're perfect, but probably not. Either way, babe, I'm just proud to be a problem they can't solve.
Oh, that's so exciting. So his album is coming out. Looks like it has already come out.
I needed affordable
I'm
therapy.
excited to listen to more Tom McDonald. What an incredible artist. This recommendation was killer. I loved it. Such a powerful song. And 2 weeks old. So this song is really on the charts, up and coming. And I am excited to see where he goes in his career and the changes he makes for the better, because his music is so emotionally vulnerable, so inspiring. It takes a lot of courage to go out there and discuss some mental health problems, right? The suicidality, the depression, the anxiety, such core parts of being human. Not saying we all suffer from, but a lot of us do, and it's important to make that more known and to work through those problems, to say, hey, yeah, it is okay to ask for help. It is okay to emotionally process, to cry. And that's how we stay sane, right? We're not a self-made person. We all need people one way or the other. Thank you so much for this recommendation. If you have another song you want to see me react to, please drop it in the comments. I'll get to it as soon as I can. And I look forward to seeing you in the next music therapy episode.